Hey, this is the Antisocial Socialite back at it again. Shout out to all of you wonderful new subscribers and returning friends. Welcome. If you are new to the channel, you have not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for, darling? Hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell. So when I get to running this mouth, baby, you are in the loop. You see the title, you know what time it is. Um, this is something that's kind of been going around in my mind for a little while, and so I really wanted to tackle it. I was going to do a pre-recorded, but it's just easier, and while I'm kind of in the mood and in the moment to do this, okay? Um, Recently I was having a conversation, kind of looking at content from other creators, some of which I don't agree with, but also a conversation that transpired in the comment section after about the sad loss of one of the content creators in the space. He had a channel called The Shatterpoint, married man who left behind his kids, and he decided he couldn't go on anymore. And it was really sad because people who knew him and had spoken to him on a number of occasions, they were like, I reached out to this guy, I asked him to speak to me or speak to somebody, and he decided this was the way he wanted it to go down. So condolences to his family. Now, I don't know this brother, but I heard, on in the YouTube streets, people talking about yet another brother called Renegade One. Okay, now he's black pill, and I don't support necessarily the black pill because there are times when I actually am optimistic, and I feel like the black pill is nihilistic. It's very much a sense of hopelessness. And I saw people talking about Renegade One, like asking other content creators, are you going to address it? I kind of worked it out what was the issue. I've seen a lot of response videos. It's been at least a week now since this brother passed. And I came across a video. Had I been at home, I could have shared it because the brother, this is a white gentleman, he's a white MGTOW. He really fully encapsulated everything I wanted to say, but I can't play it because I'm out and about. Because before this incident happened, I was already thinking, because I did a response to Aaron Fountain, and I kind of did a response to this other brother who made a video saying the manosphere did not save this person's life. How is it he was a content creator and he decided to take himself out? Why didn't the manosphere in effect save him? And I'm like, in my mind, when somebody's decided that's what they want, because that's the ultimate form of control that they have over their life, they feel like there's no other way out of whatever they're facing, then sometimes there's nothing you can do because the person is committed to ending it. Okay? And it's not about, wasn't the manosphere supportive? Wasn't the manosphere able to do something? Or did the manosphere make this man who was so happy in his own life and his own mind decide I can't go on anymore? And that kind of got me to thinking, because I know there's one other person, shout out to Soul Provider, who did do a response, and I respected his response about the incident with the brother. Many of you know it's Fourth Window, or he had a channel called The Shatterpoint. Does the manosphere save lives? And I don't want to sound insensitive, but for every one man who decides, with or without the manosphere, I don't want to go on anymore, there have been countless, I'm sure of it, men who said, I'm so glad I found a space where I could talk to other brothers. And this thing has kind of been compounding in my mind. I didn't really want to address it because it's a little bit out of my depth, But it's like, we know that more women attempt to end their own lives, but more men actually succeed. When a man decides he doesn't want to go on anymore, he makes sure he takes an attempt, or he makes an attempt that is successful. He's not just trying to pop some pills and hope and pray that he ends it. No, he's going to the top of the building. He's going to the train track. He's taking the gun. He's doing what he needs to do to make sure he doesn't wake up. And that takes, I don't want to say courage, but that's what it is. And so it's sad to hear that men are more inclined to decide, I can't go on anymore. And so they are doing this, they're taking their own lives. But, and it's kind of going back to this whole, let's expose the manosphere, let's tear down the manosphere, let's critique black men trying to mobilize and support one another. With all due respect, I've always felt like the black pill is almost an overdose on the red pill. But this is not me blaming the red pill or even the black pill or the community. It's just something, as the brother said in the video, like I said, I would screen share it if I had the time or the energy. But while I've got the inclination, let me just go live while I walk down the street. He was perfectly right, because this was my sentiment. And it's kind of, let me just backtrack again. Let's go back to the Abba and Preach thing. I didn't want to do a review or a response to Abba and Preach because I get it. You've got a huge platform. You're on probably an international stage. You're going pretty mainstream. And so I get why people like Abba and Preach get labeled as blue pill. And it's because they're very much down the middle. They're not really critical of women to the point where you could say, oh, these are some misogynists. The red pill is just common sense. The red pill is it's just intellectual honesty based on observable reality. I know that's a lot of red pill manosphere jargon, but that's what it is. If you are somebody that can look and see that you could be a decent guy, for example, but you get overlooked for trash, that's not the red pill or the manosphere making you that way. That's just you using your observation skills. And there were a lot of things that Abba and Preach said that I agreed with, but the video, let me just get on my soapbox before I get into the other aspects. When he started out by saying, Abba, there's a lot of things I don't respect about the red pill community. Let's not conflate the doctrine with the groupies. There are fringy people in every group, and there are some people who take it to extremes. I get it. You will have some people who will try to divide and conquer. And the problem with Abba and Preach is they grew up too far. I don't know, but they grew up or blew up, because Abba says he saw these things and he was the only person who seemed to see things a certain way. And he was being gaslit by other people to say, no, it's not like that. So when he came to the online community, I'm not going to apologize to, I don't know how long it took for them to blow up, but I get it. They're quite neutral. They're not like the hardcore MGTOWs who are like, women ain't this, women ain't that, da, 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 da. And then it's like, it comes off as misogynistic. It comes off as abusive. Because when I first came into the space, I felt like that. I was like, oh my gosh, there are men like this walking around. They're dangerous. I'm not going to lie. I was really taken aback because some of the first people I encountered in the space was like Ringo Raw TV. And I did have a little encounter with Black Ram and things like that. I was, oh my God, where are these men? Are they? Is he one of them? Is he one of them? Is he one of them? I'm walking down the street starting to get a little bit paro, I'm not going to lie. But then it's kind of like that train wreck, You see the train about to crash and you know it's going to be really bad, but you can't stop looking. So it's like, I wonder what they're saying today. I wonder what they're doing today. And then as I kind of became more objective and, it's really a weird feeling. you are listening to this content, you have this very visceral reaction as a woman, like look at Kevin Samuels and people literally starting whole channels just to say why Kevin Samuels is a bad person. But as I kind of had a quiet moment, maybe I'm washing the dishes or just chilling, or something comes into my memory, and it's like, oh yeah, I do know a chick who's got several kids by 5 men. Oh yeah, I do know a chick who left a good man for a bum. Oh yeah, I do know a chick who, has got this trauma and is now using men. And the more I kind of looked into the situation, I realized there could be some validity to what these men are saying, because I'm just kind of maybe taking it personally and projecting. But when I look around me, what they're saying is not wholly untrue. This is why I have that one chick, she's arguing me saying I'm a misandrist, I'm a misogynist. I'm like, no, I'm not a misogynist. I'm just being a little bit more intellectually honest and objective about what's going on around me. No matter how much that doesn't apply to you personally, if you open your eyes, you will see it. I had a friend, the last time I saw her, she had 5 kids by 4 different men. And what really hurt me is 2 of the kids who have the same father are not even side by side. This is why I don't show my face, because I'm talking about people I know. It's like child number 2 and child number 4 have the same father, and child number 3 is somewhere in the middle. How? After you had the child with number 2, dad number 2, why did you go and have a child with man number 3, then go back to number 2? Why? And when you say this to women, they say, oh, you're a misogynist, you have internalized misogyny. No, I'm just using my eyes. It does happen. I'm from the same city. They are politically correct because Montreal is a feminist den. Of course. Look at Canada's freaking president. The Justin Trudeau. Oh, it's a mess. I think men are oblivious to women, in reality, and vice versa. The thing about it is this: men are oblivious because the society is designed to keep men that way. Because keeping them in a state of blue pill haze, it enables them to be finessed. When we think about emotional, mental, and sexual development, it's like the race between the hare and the tortoise. The women they jump ahead in the race quite early in life. They get gained up. They don't even need to be gained up, because once they reach a certain age, obviously they start getting approached by men. They're educated and red pilled on the nature of men, like, oh, I've got something these guys want. I wonder how I can maximize this. Okay, that's just what happens. And then afterwards, the emotional, mental, and sexual development kind of gets stunted. The man is, slow and steady winning the race, and over time, if he develops healthily, he will overtake the woman in maturity and control and discipline and stoicism and yada yada yada. And women don't understand that just because you start out emotionally and sometimes even more intellectually advanced than a male, that you do not stay that way. This is why women become stunted, whereas men, if their potential is maximized, they go on to be more successful than the women. Okay? So Abbott and Preach, neutral, starts out by kind of saying, I just want you guys to know I'm not connected to the red pill, and then goes into a whole video about why his content is red pill. And I didn't really like that, but I understood why he did it, because he's got a brand to protect, and the manosphere and the red pill concept has a dirty name. All right? So let me just get that off my chest, because I was going to do a separate video on it, and I thought, let me just leave it because I don't want to be attacking them. And I understand why they did it, but I still didn't like that they did it. Like, just stand on it and be like, look, ladies, we love you, but we've got to tell you the truth. You don't even need to defend the red pill. You just got to call it the truth. Because when you're red pill aware, that's what it is. It's just common sense. It's just common sense. It's just observable reality. This is what's out here, and you've got to make the best of it. And now that's why I'm talking about the black pill thing, because I came across a video about a guy. I don't even remember I don't even know who the guy is, but I just opened the video because it looked interesting. The guy is clearly black pill because he has lost all hope. And he's literally like, there's no hope. These women can't be saved. These women can't be changed. And then he proceeded to say, there's ways that you can get over this. You can get on. And he actually offered the solution of ending your own life. And that's what, looking at this situation with Renegade 1 and now yada, 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 this video, I'm just like, I'm nobody, but I'm still going to say something. Because this is not the way forward. And people will try to use the fact that people in the manosphere or in these red pill spaces, quote unquote, decide that the only way that they can carry on is to not carry on. It is what it is. There are lots of men who decide they don't want to continue with their life that have never come across the red pill. So you cannot blame the red pill for the fact that people choose to end their own lives. I get it. If you are not able to unsee this, which you can't, I was thinking about this recently. I went to visit some friends, and there's a group of us. Me and another guy, we watch red pill content, and as we kind of spoil every show for everybody else, you see that woman, she done this because of this, and she's got this psychological issue, and it's like, don't red pill people unless they ask you. It's kind of like no good deed goes unpunished. Telling people about red pill concepts when they really aren't ready to hear it, a lot of the time they're not going to thank you for it. So sometimes people are in the room and they look at us like, I know you're thinking something. For example, we were watching She's Gotta Have It, the new remake. Shout out to BGS. I heard he was breaking it down, but I've never watched it. But when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is some feminist black woman propaganda if I ever saw it. This woman has got so many psychological issues to the point where she can't commit to 3 men. She's got 3 diverse different guys on the go. She still doesn't know which one she wants. In fact, she can't fit with any of them. She's just a mess. Like, you're the side chick of an old married man. You're the love interest of an emotionally unavailable guy. And then you've got the young guy on deck that kind of makes you feel like a teenager again. And then the 3 of you are having dinner together. At that point, I was thinking, is this a metaphor? And like, these 3 men don't really exist. Because what man in his right mind sits down with 2 other men that's sleeping with the same woman you're sleeping with, bruv? Nah, like, from you open the door, come in and realize what's going on, you're supposed to pick up your pride and go. Like, you got me good. And then you go home. You don't sit down and dance and eat with them. It's like, no, what's going on? But so at one point I thought, are these 3 men actually a figment of her imagination? And she's having some type of romantic affair with 3 men that don't exist. Who knows? Because they went to the art museum. It looks like they're 3 real people. But why are you 3 men sleeping with the one woman and sitting down and having dinner with her and then dancing? I'm like, nah, this show is sick. And the lady who was watching, she said to me, I've seen this series before, but the way you guys break it down, I've never looked at it like this. And I said, that's the danger of feminist propaganda. It's right under your nose. And you don't even know how you're being programmed to think this kind of dysfunction is normal. You are one woman sleeping with 3 men at the same time, and you can't connect to any of them, and you don't see a problem with that. Okay, let me come down off the soapbox, because that was not the point. But it's like, once you start taking red pill content, you cannot unsee it. And everywhere you go, you see the lie behind the facade. An advert that looks so innocuous and you're like, how the hell are you emasculating the guy like this? You know, I don't know where you guys in the States, shout out to you, the red pill and Mecca are against black pill philosophy. Yeah, because in a way, you have to be. Shout out to everybody who's black pill, I love you. But at the same time, there is hope. And when you're saying that there's no hope, you're basically saying you haven't got control. And the point of the red pill, shout out to Mediocre Tutorials, because he was one of the first people I saw review the Abbott and Preach video. And I liked his review, but I noticed nobody said what I felt. So maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like I'm right. I'm just like, Abbott and Preach, I get it. You've got a platform and you've got a brand to protect. And I like the way you diplomatically, basically wholeheartedly agreed with the red pill community without making it obvious. So kudos to you for that. But then again, that just speaks to how you have to be filtered in order to basically have a voice as a man. You can't just say it is what it is, we need a space, end of conversation. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. YouTube is big, social media is big, turn off your computer. You still have to be filtered in order to still keep your platform going. Because, and this is the other thing, let me just go there seeing as I'm here. Morning, Ciclid. Wait, yeah. 10 o'clock, 20 past 10 a.m. UK GMT time. I don't know what the date is. I think it's what the 14th of March. I don't know what the date is. Every day's rolling into one at this point. So yeah, it's 10:20. Some parts of the States, what, 5:20? Some parts of the States, no, 3:20, 2:20? I don't even know. Yeah, I just didn't like that. And this is the reason why I get irritated with the guys who behave as though the manosphere is a monolithic space, right? None of us own this platform. We are all, you know, it's literally like a control alt delete button type thing. So to behave as though everybody who makes red pill content is part of some kind of cult where we have a whole mantra and freaking we've got a mission statement and we've got a flag and we've got a state, you know, come on, I'll stop. And that was the issue I had with Aaron Fountain and his disingenuous video about women in the manosphere. But that's a conversation maybe for another day if I can be bothered. You've got a lot of wind. Wind in my chest or wind in the atmosphere? Both. Let me take this. It's because I'm using the headphones and they catch a lot of the wind. So I hope you guys can hear me huffing and puffing as I, you know, power walk up the street. But what kept going through my mind, especially with this disrespect of the manosphere not saving, you know, with all due respect, Force Window, quote unquote, saving him. And now this brother Renegade 1, we know that S-word is a copycat crime. A lot of people, once they see one person doing it, dude, why are you driving when I'm trying to do a video? I'm joking. You know, it's a copycat situation. When one person does it, other people feel like they want to engage in it. Okay. It's sad, but the black pill doesn't make people do it. The red pill doesn't make people do it. The people who are in the frame of mind where they already feel hopeless, they already feel lost. For some of them, it's just a matter of time before they take that route. It's not about the manosphere creating, because my question is this: how many black men do you see running up on a school with you know what? Okay, taking out their classmates. You don't really see that with black people, even though there's a lot of black people in the manosphere. And there are some guys who have been planning that and desiring to do that for years, and they just got more justification when they went to social media. They would have done it anyway. And what about all of the men who decide they don't want to be here anymore without the manosphere? So to make out like the manosphere and the red pill is actually causing men to decide, I can't go on no more. No, This is what they already felt. And for some of them, they did it because they felt like, I don't have the power to go on. I don't have the power to change. I don't have the power to be this alpha male or this guy that's going to get girls, or I don't have control over my life. And they don't want to seek that help. So I really feel sympathetic to the family of Renegade One. I just watched one of his videos. I could see him, and I thought, wow, you know, he's a handsome young man. He's articulate. The video I watched was, I think, from 11 months ago, and he was talking about basically, as a man, make yourself your mental point of origin, and just basically don't make women and getting sex the central focus of your masculinity. And for somebody talking so much sense to know less than a year later he'd be gone, and he wasn't gone because someone took him out, because he decided to check out. It just goes to show that there was something deeper there, that you know the truth, but you still can't function in the truth. The red pill is designed to give you the knowledge to navigate how this world truly operates. But if you do not have the strength to actually take that truth and run with it and navigate like with skill, you will be consumed. And to be honest with you, whether you are consumed by the red pill or whether you're just in your life, you've never heard of the red pill, you've never heard of the manosphere, but you feel like the only way you can gain control over your life is to do that, the manosphere, it has nothing to do with them. So that's all I've got to say. There was a lot of things I wanted to just get off my chest. Abbott and preach. I get what you're saying. I just wish you would stand a bit more firm, but that's your business, because, you know, you do what you want with your platform. This notion that the manosphere is not creating monsters, not to that extent. I get it. There are some people who already were on the edge, they were on that borderline, and they felt like, I don't understand, there's something wrong, but I don't know what it is. And if you do get into this space, you can be indoctrinated, but that's like any space. We are a collection of human beings. We're fallen. This is not an organized religion. This is a community where anybody's free to join and say what they want to say. You've got to know who you are. And if you know that you don't know who you are, that's what you need to be working on, so that you can stand firm when you're presented with information. So, you know, I just appreciate everybody that came out. That's how I feel about the situation. Condolences to Renegade One's family, to Force Windows family, to all of the brothers who recently, in the last few years, have decided the only way out to end the pain, to feel like they have control over their life, is to basically end it all. But at the end of the day, the red pill is designed to give you knowledge to navigate. And if you need that help, please go and seek it. If you feel like you're overwhelmed, if you feel like you can't go on or you don't have support, please seek help. With that being said, thanks to everybody who came through. YouTuber based Pluto is black pill. His hope is because stuttering affects his life, and there's treatment for that. So I hope he gets the help as well. Everybody have a good day. Get the help you need. Hit the like button, the subscribe, share the video with somebody who needs to see it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.